Hi there, and welcome to Principal Shorts, the podcast for principals who have 7.5 minutes for lunch and no time to eat it before 2 p.m. I'm your host, Stan Baker. I'm a retired educator from Ontario who works in restorative practices with school boards. I continue to coach principals and teachers and school boards in restorative practices. In this podcast, we focus on a principal problem of practice and one or two practical strategies to make your day a little bit easier. Here's Paula, our AI voice, to tell you what we do.
You always give me the right words to say, Stan. I'm Paula. Restorative Resolutions coaches principals and teachers as they navigate difficult conversations with parents, make things right, and keep the focus on student learning. This episode's principal's problem of practice is how can staff meetings themselves build your school community?
Last year, we've been working with a school district in Northwestern Ontario, and our guest this episode is Jessica Veenbaas, a principal with the Northwest Catholic District School Board. I caught up with Jessica a couple days after her students were let out in June, and she reflects on how the Circles workshop with staff impacted conversations in her school. When you think about the work that we did together, what kinds of things stand out in your mind as being really helpful or that worked really well?
You know what? One thing I would say, Stan, is when we had our last PD and it was the circles when we were all together. So I think that was in April. I had most staff speak up and share, which was really good because I have a lot that just don't speak, and that's fine. I get it. I'm not afraid. I like to speak up, but there are a lot of people that are a bit shyer and not comfortable. And when we passed the ball, because we had beach balls, I was in awe and I was really proud of my staff because they felt comfortable, they shared, they cried. I had people very emotional. I did, though, have one individual become very anxious, and she has spoken to me since, and she said, I'm just not comfortable in these situations. And I'm like, that's okay. That was another positive because I didn't know that about this individual, but we talked about it and worked through it. Most of my staff, I've either gone to school with them, I've taught with them, I grew up with them, friends with them, related to them. So I know the majority of my staff. Now there's some that I don't really know. And it gave me an opportunity to share my story and all my struggles and how I got into education and my learning disabilities and all the things that I went through as a young girl. And I think staff appreciated that because some of them didn't know my story, and it gave me an opportunity to really share. And I had a lot of staff say, wow, we didn't realize this, that, and the other thing. And so it was really good for my staff. And as I work really hard to create that culture here at my school, it is very important to me.
Were there things you learned about the staff that you didn't know before?
Yes, absolutely. I did. Yeah, I learned a lot about some of their fears, their frustrations with behaviors and safety in the school and how it's changed. Some staff have been here for 30 years and some are new, and it's just what they know, right? And then with the newer staff, just looking at these older staff saying, oh, really, that's what it was like. We didn't realize that. Or we were in high school at that time and we were unaware of. So yeah, I did. I learned a lot. The biggest takeaway from that was no one really passed. And if they did pass one time, they spoke the next time.
Right.
It was really good.
So how has this changed how you have conversations with staff or even how you have meetings with staff now?
I don't have a lot of meetings in my office. That is something I really took away from this year. Now, there's times when I have to, just A, because of space, or B, maybe they're passing through and it's just a quick something and I just pull them in here. But I find I have 3 different areas in the building that are quiet, have a round table, more comfortable, and I feel like they are more receptive now.
Jessica highlights how intentionally structured circles helped even the quietest staff members participate, fostering greater sense of belonging and a shared understanding. So here's practice number 1: location, location, location. It's true for selling real estate, and it's also for where you have your meetings. Make sure it's a safe space with lots of space.
It's Paula again. Here's practice number 2. Arrange the furniture for conversation. Put the chairs or couches in a circle without any tables in between. As Jessica's school staff meetings indicate, restorative circles create psychological safety, encourage authentic dialogue, and strengthen trust among school staff.
If you're curious about the how-to of circles with your staff, send me an email to stan@restorative.ca, and we can have a conversation about that. And finally, don't skip your lunch today. You deserve every minute of it.